Alright, welcome back to another post-market review. So I'll be going over quickly today's trading day. I didn't take any trades today, but overall the analysis was very on point, so I'll just run it through. So on the daily, we can see that NQ has now invalidated that previous month high SMT. So now with those SMTs on the highs invalidated, I would expect more upside, and I would expect all-time highs to be hit. That being said, this is how it looked before at the start of the day. So that being said, we took out a lot of liquidity here, and we've been very overextended, and we took out this liquidity, and we formed this daily fair value gap. So this is kind of like a prime position to see a move from ERL and possibly catch a move down to this fair value gap before price continues higher again. So that's kind of the broader idea. Looking at this daily chart, we could see possibly a framework to look for short-term sells into this daily fair value gap. When we get to the 6-hour chart, we can also see that we have still this previous week high SMT intact. So that is also aiding and adding to the sell framework. And when we drop to the 90-minute chart, we also had... Sorry, trading view is taking a while. Okay, we also had a previous day high SMT. YM took out previous day high here, but ES and NQ did not take it out. So that is a previous day high SMT as well. So overall, we are extended on the range. We just hit a lot of liquidity, so we could see a move back into the fair value gap on the daily. We have a previous week high and a previous day high SMT. So going into today, I was expecting downside. I was expecting more bearish price action. So if we go over to the news calendar, the first volatility injection of the day was at 8:30 in the morning. So at 8:30 in the morning, I would start looking for potential setups in possibly a 15-minute SMT and or a 5-minute SMT. Normally 15-minute SMT, I only take it pre-market, and then starting from 9:30, I look for 5-minute SMTs as well. So 15-minute, we had a previous session high SMT here. YM took it out while NQ did not. But the thing is that we had our official change in the state of delivery entry on the 15-minute chart at 7:15 a.m. and that isn't during my trading hours. So I didn't take the setup, and then closer to the time at 9 a.m. I just didn't re-enter because this is already part of the trade expanding. So since we missed that 15-minute SMT, my plan was to wait until 9:30 and then hopefully get in on a 5-minute SMT on the highs. So yeah, on the 5-minute, I have a screenshot here on my journal here. So on the 5-minute, we did create a 5-minute SMT on this 9:30 candle, as it's highlighted here. This is NQ's 5-minute candle, and this is YM's 5-minute candle. So at 9:30, YM drove higher, and NQ drove higher, but then instantly started rejecting lower. And at that close, at the time of the close, this wasn't really a clear entry, because, I mean, there wasn't any change in state of delivery entry that happened, actually, because the only one was this candle here at 9:25 a.m., but at that time there was no SMT. So when we created the SMT, price just started instantly displacing and going really bearish, and there was never a change in state of delivery entry for me to enter on. So the entry was a bit unclear to me today. So I didn't end up entering this trade, and well, it was quite expensive, and it definitely blew past previous day low. So if we go to 90-minute chart, don't know why my thing is slow. So previous day low was also coinciding with the fair value gap on the daily, so that would have been my final target, because we are still inherently, I would say, still bullish, but now price has displaced through it really hard, and we created this new leg and structure on the 90 minutes. So that's curious. Yeah, so that's it. We also invalidated any previous day low SMT because all assets closed below previous day low. So yeah, that's about it for the day. It was a really, really expensive day, and the analysis was on point, but didn't really have a clear entry. Not really sure if I could have done better today. Maybe if I had a bit more of a looser in terms of my entry rules. But part of the reason why I like the rules of my entry being very kind of like straightforward and mechanical is that it's a very repeatable way for me to enter. So it's more consistent for me, because if I start kind of putting too much discretion into entries, then it won't be consistent, and then it's a harder thing to kind of track the performance. Anyway, so in my eyes, I didn't really do anything wrong here. I'm just curious to see moving forward if this is something I can kind of get better at, or yeah. But for today, I don't think I did anything too bad. So yeah, now we'll see what tomorrow is. Tomorrow's Friday, last day of the week. Not sure. On the daily, this candle is pretty, I mean, it seemed like we're going to invert this fair value gap. But something to also keep in mind is that if we're looking at the past 5 days of volume profile, we can see that price traded into the point of control. We were at here, this value area high, and we displaced all the way down and found support here on this point of control of these past 5 days. So that's kind of where you'd want to see price hold if it's got any chance of still remaining bullish. So we'll just take it from here and see how things go. But yeah, that's about it for today. See you tomorrow.